You are listening to the Children of Film podcast.
We're a 1.5 hour long dick joke.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck, I've missed that sound, haven't you?
Oh man, it's music to the ears, literally and figuratively.
Music to my ear holes. What is that?
How are we, guys? Rick and Morty, maybe? Not sure.
No. It's from
Welcome back to the Children of Film podcast.
To my ear holes, Jaron. What is it from?
I don't care. Shut up.
Jaron, I'm going to put the entire
to...
podcast return on hold to find out what that's from.
Okay, you figure that out and I'll talk.
Is it Gideon and Scott Pilgrim?
Yes, it is. Well done.
Woo!
Okay, welcome back to the Children of Film podcast.
We can start the show now.
We know you've missed us. You're 2 minutes behind, mate. And you know we took a bit of a hiatus because I had uni, work, girlfriend. You know, lots of things going on. They're all completed now. We actually recorded. We actually recorded. Yeah, we actually recorded 2 or 3 podcasts, I think, but all of them got lost in post-production. We had issues.
Yeah, we did do.
We recorded one a couple of weeks ago on Thor Ragnarok, and it fucked. And so this might not even work. You might not be listening to this. Yeah, you might not be listening to this in the end. So
but in short, we really liked Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was great. But that's not what today's on. Today we are going to lube you in to the show with some classic diary display, and then we're going to start talking about some news, and we've got some Golden Globes, some Star Wars, some interesting thoughts on that. And Jacob, do you want to start us off with a bit of the old DD, the double D,
just,
everyone's favourite double Ds?
Watching recently, and I caught up on some big ones last weekend. I took a trip, and there was a new movie theatre with $5 tickets. That was fun. And watched some stuff. So the first thing I watched was Goodbye Christopher Robin. I'd been pretty excited for it, and it was a little underwhelming, but I still did like it. Donald Gleason was really good. The kid was good. Margot Robbie was really good. But it is kind of fluffy at times and a little boring and a little messy. But in the end, I thought it was a pretty compelling story with a pretty strong final act. But nothing to really write home about.
I was really sour on that movie because in the last 15 minutes, it's so fucking emotionally manipulative. That's
true.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. I was really looking forward to it because I loved Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid. I fucking loved it, and I was really disappointed. Anyway, keep on.
But I saw another movie centered around a classic children's character directly after it that was not disappointing in the slightest, and that was Paddington 2, which was fucking fantastic. I saw the first one after a while. I think it was
with a film swap,
actually.
I think.
Yeah,
it was.
Because Jaron loved it, and I watched it, and I didn't love it. I mean, I'm going to have to watch it again because I feel like I might love it if I watch it again, because I think...
Yeah, I reckon.
I think at the time I would have been like, oh, fuck's sake, Jaren's making me watch this, can't be fucked. And I'll have to get it on
And now you're like, fuck yeah, let's chuck on some Paddington.
But,
get the rides around and watch some Paddington.
This movie is fucking fantastic. It was hilarious. The whole crowd was cracking up laughing, and like, kids and adults alike. This is a movie for everyone. It was so funny, so entertaining, very, very British. Paddington is such a charming character, and it has real emotion too. It's basically a Wes Anderson movie. It's the Grand Budapest Hotel for kids. It's so colourful, it's so vibrant, it's so well directed, and everyone gives a great performance, and like, you know, the villains are hammy and over the top. It's so much fun. So definitely check out Paddington 2 when it hits theatres. It is fantastic.
It just fills my heart with joy to hear you raving about Paddington, because when I was a kid at my grandma's house, it's all I watched.
I wasn't... See, that's another reason I might not have been taken by
she was
the first
British,
one. I'd never seen anything Paddington related, so I
just had Paddington, Christopher, fucking Pippi Longstocking, fucking Winnie the Pooh. That's all I watched. Bob the Builder. Yeah, well.
Alright, now after that big rave about Paddington 2, I watched Woody Allen's Wonder Wheel. It was alright. And then, the next day, what I was really, really hyped for was 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. We don't get it until January, but there was an early screening, managed to make my way to it. I was so hyped for this, like, most anticipated movie for the rest of the year. Martin McDonagh is one of my favourite directors going right now. Sam Rockwell getting Oscar buzz, like, just everything I needed. And it did not let me down. It was fucking fantastic. It's an angry movie, but really it wears its heart on its sleeve, and it's much, much more subdued than McDonagh's previous films, and it was a little different to what I expected, and I don't think it was perfect, but it's definitely one of the best films of the year, and Frances McDormand and Sam Rockwell give two of the best performances of the year, and if they go home with Oscars, they totally deserve it. I'd be giving it to them. It fills my heart with joy to see Sam Rockwell getting these props, because he's one of my favourite actors. I do think I prefer his performance in Seven Psychopaths, but, no one else really saw that about that movie.
Shootouts!
Yeah.
It's about seven fucking psychopaths!
But he's amazing in this, and probably my favourite supporting performance of the year. Alright, next I saw Only the Brave that night, and Jaren had talked this one up a lot. I don't know if you've talked about it on the podcast, but this fits in with a bit of our dynamic, because we love the Wahlberg Real Life Tragedy trilogy, and this is another movie that sort of fits that bill. It's not by Peter Berg, and it doesn't star Mark Wahlberg, but it's a similar type of film, about just working class heroes and shit, and just a tribute to the fucking average man, and it was fantastic. It's a really, really fascinating film on its own. All the characters are great. There are a lot of great character arcs. The special effects are really well done, and it's a very, very affecting movie. I watched Lucky, Harry Dean Stanton's final performance, and what a role to go out on. It's kind of like this year's Patterson in that it just, it just sort of like meanders, but not in a bad way. It's just these characters living their lives. Lucky is a 90-year-old guy, and he's an atheist, and he's sort of contemplating death and stuff, and it really, really resonated with me on that level, and all the performances were fantastic, including David Lynch as an old man sad about his turtle that ran away, which was just great. And I watched The Disaster Artist.
Also, the turtle's called Theodore Roosevelt, so...
Yes.
Basically, it's the best turtle name of all time.
Yeah, so I watched The Disaster Artist, which I was unbelievably hyped for, and James Franco is fantastic, probably deserves an Oscar nomination. It's one of the funniest movies of the year. There's a certain scene that had me fucking dying.
Chris R.
And
Big Chris R.
The scene,
Are you sure you don't want me to just call him Chris? I don't know why I'd call him Chris R. No, his name Chris R.
And
okay,
the man who plays Chris R is fucking hilarious.
The rig. No spoilers, but yeah, he is.
And it's so great. It hits the dramatic beats well. James Franco nailed it. 10 minutes into the movie, you forget it's James Franco.
Absolutely.
And Dave Franco is at his career best. Everyone is great. Seth Rogen's great. Paul Scheer is great. It's just a movie that every film fan, I think, is gonna love. Yeah, so watch it and stay after the credits. And alright, the other night I rewatched American Made, one of my favourite movies from this year. Tom Cruise's best performance in 10 years. And then Star Wars stuff, so we'll get into that later.
Alright, absolutely. I'm going to talk about the films I have recently watched. So, first of all, I watched 500 Days of Summer, one of my favourite romantic comedies of all time. I just want to say that the expectations versus reality scene is one of the best movie scenes in a romantic comedy.
I love
ever.
the dream sequence where he's like playing chess with a little kid and loses, and he's just like looks so defeated.
Yeah, and the dance through the park where he talks to animated birds and everyone starts. Yeah, it's amazing.
Because he just got laid.
I watched Netflix's El Camino Christmas, and everyone's hating this movie, and I have surprising thoughts. I enjoyed it. It's a dumb-ass, fucking funny-ass 90-minute romp. The last act is kind of choppy.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, El Camino Christmas. So basically, it's got Vincent D'Onofrio, Dax Shepard, Tim Allen, who are probably the best in it. Luke Grimes is the main character, and he rolls into this town looking for his estranged dad, who he's never met. And basically, these corrupt cops, Dax Shepard and Vincent D'Onofrio, who are fucking idiots. He just pisses them off because he doesn't do anything wrong, and he's just being a smart ass.
Dax Shepard doesn't have to reach too far to play an idiot.
No, they don't. But they beat the shit out of him and take him and arrest him for doing nothing. And the whole last act is just him he accidentally robs a convenience store, and it's just them holed up and the police outside.
Don't spoil it.
there's like a 5-minute scene where Dax Shepard and Vincent D'Onofrio are shooting guns at each other, and they think that it's the people inside the store shooting at them, and it's fucking hilarious. It had me in stitches. It's really dumb. There's not much to it. The last act gets a bit, like the last 15 minutes get a bit choppy, and it switches tone with a handbrake, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was just really funny, but again, most people aren't liking it, so you might not, but I had a bunch of joy with it. After the Golden Globes, which we'll talk about later, I was hell hyped for The Shape of Water, which I get in about a month, so I watched Pan's Labyrinth, and it's one of my favourite movies ever. I watched Super Dark Times, another 2017 movie.
Oh, yes.
And it's really great. It's really... Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I saw it probably about a month ago.
Yeah, I didn't know you've seen it. Yeah, good. I really enjoyed it. And I just want to say the scenes because it's a violent movie, and the scenes that are violent are so visceral and so affecting. Like they're pretty hard to watch. The scenes with the sword. I rewatched The Disaster Artist.
There was one character shift that was so abrupt that it threw me out a little bit.
Yeah,
but aside from that, I thought it was a really great movie.
Yeah, I rewatched The Disaster Artist. If you don't know, no one would. I watched it about 4 weeks ago at the Perth Advanced screening in Australia, and the man who plays Mark, it was there. He also wrote the book.
Greg Sestero.
And Greg Sestero, and it was testosterone, and it was fucking fantastic. I love it. It's one of my favorites of the year. And Greg Sestero talked before and after the movie for about maybe 15 minutes before and about an hour after. And then I got a signed book of The Disaster Artist. They ran out of posters because I had to go get cash because they weren't doing card. And then 2 people in front of me ran out of posters, so I was pissed off. But I also got a screenplay. The screenplay written by Tommy Wiseau, and it was amazing. He was just talking about how The Disaster Artist came to fruition, who they wanted to play, how Tommy took it, how it's going right now, and it was really great. I watched for the first time before I watched The Last Jedi, I watched The Phantom Menace, and I did not like it. It's a green screen mess. Liam Neeson is surprisingly good in what he's given to work with. The man is a class actor. And no one else is really good. Ewan McGregor is fine, but he doesn't do much at all. I
thought everyone said he was really good in those movies.
He's probably good in the second and third ones because he'd have more to do. But in this one, he doesn't do anything. Whatever. I didn't even care about his character entering the second movie, so he must get better in these two. I watched Star Wars. We'll talk about that later. And I watched Observe and Report today. One of the most do not give a fuck unapologetic movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but by unapologetic I mean the main character is a sexist, a racist. He basically rapes a girl, and you're still on his side. It's crazy how this happens, and you still feel sorry for him when shit happens.
It's Paul Blart Mall Cop meets Taxi Driver.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. But a comedy, but an actual funny comedy. And it's amazing. Yeah, so that's our diary display. Should we talk? We've only got a couple things to talk about in the news. 2 big things that have happened. One fairly recent, one not fairly recent, but we still have to talk about it. So we're just going to talk about the Hollywood allegation scandal that came out.
We missed this one.
A couple months ago.
We're on hiatus because we were too busy.
I think this is the 3rd time we've talked about it, to be honest.
But we haven't talked about it on a podcast yet because we missed the whole thing, mostly because we were too busy trying to cover our asses from our own allegations that you'll probably be seeing pop up pretty soon. But
yeah, because all our fans who message us, yeah.
Yep. But no, we just want to say that Harvey Weinstein is a fat, sloppy piece of shit, and along with everyone else, Kevin Spacey, you've made some classics, but I don't take too kindly to Kitty Fiddlers. So
Kevin Spacey is one of my favorite actors of all time. So the Kevin Spacey one really hurt. I never really liked Andy Signore. Figuring out he was a creep, figuring out he was a creep wasn't too far off the ballpark. I'd always thought there was something off about him.
But
people seem to like him, but I don't. But it just
it's
sucks,
a good thing that shit's changing now.
Exactly.
And
it looks like a change is going to happen.
Hopefully, this sort of power and fucking institutionalized misogyny is going to fucking stop.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. We make a lot of jokes, but I really hope that things start getting easier for women, and not even just women, just people who are abused in Hollywood, men, women. If Terry Crews was sexually abused, that hurts me,
and he deserves better.
Me. He's an angel. Yeah, that.
Jaron,
it's just a ring. Yeah.
If respecting women was an Olympic sport, the Children of Film podcast would be wearing a gold medal.
We would. We love women, and not in an objectification way. We just, we love seeing them succeed. It's all
right. That's
Catherine Bigelow. Well done. Yeah, whatever.
That's the only 30 seconds you'll ever see this podcast get real. Now back to the dick jokes. Disney. All right, dick joke for you. Disney just fucked Warner Brothers in the ass. Not Warner Brothers. The other one, Fox. They just bent Fox over a barrel and stole all their money. This is still gonna fuck Warner Brothers in the ass, and every other studio for that matter, because Disney now own everything.
Oh yeah, 60% of Hulu, every fucking character of all time, the Kingsman. Our newest Disney princess is the Alien Queen. Die Hard, everything. It's incredible. Predator. Dude, Disney now own the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Predator and Alien. You know what I'm thinking? Guardians of the Galaxy versus Alien.
What is this?
Let's make it happen.
Crossover episode?
Guardians of the Galaxy versus Alien. Let's make it happen. Oh, by the way, I just want to say from your diary display that the Berg Wahlberg True Life Strategy trilogy is a TM here. We own that. We own the rights to that name. And we also own the rights to a Guardians of the Galaxy versus Alien film. Yeah, right? They should listen to us, man. Guardians of the Galaxy, that sounds awesome.
Freaking, they should just do a big Avengers team-up film of just everything, every property they own now. Including, like, the dramatic Fox Searchlight pictures, so fucking 3 billboards and shit.
Like Spotlight, they just all the Spotlight people come in. Eggsy from Kingsman: The Secret Service is there because they own that now. But I don't know if I love that Marvel finally get these characters, but the whole merger, including all of the rights they own, the stocks, I'm not sure I'm happy with one giant company owning everything.
Yeah,
I am no expert to be talking about this. I don't know shit about the trade and politics and whatnot, but it just seems uncomfortable to me.
I just don't like the idea of Disney owning everything, because that's just going to make it even harder for smaller and original films to get made. I mean, yeah, these smaller labels under Fox and shit, they're probably not going to stop. They're still going to keep making the movies they're making. No. But you can't imagine Disney releasing as many movies as there would have been if all these studios were still separate, because Disney aren't going to want to release too many movies and cut into their own profits a year. So, like, we're probably going to see less movies being made.
Well, we don't get that many Disney movies a year. Maybe 5, 6. And are they going to do? Are we still going to be seeing X-Men movies at the same rate as we currently are?
I'd
say so, because they keep everyone who Disney works for Fox now works for Disney. They didn't get fired. They still have those own companies. I think we'll get the exact same amount of movies. Disney will just get more of a profit, because they wouldn't want to stop making. They wouldn't want to make the same amount of movies they are right now and continue the same profit. They want to benefit from this.
Yeah, thankfully, it looks like they're going to let Deadpool continue to be rated R. But are we still going to get stuff like Logan? I fucking hope so.
Yeah, Disney aren't afraid to go R-rated, man. Have you seen the Netflix Marvel series? They're owned by Disney.
Yeah, but it's like they're ashamed of those. Like, they're not acknowledging them anymore.
I think that the studios aren't allowed to acknowledge them.
Yeah, in the earlier series, there was so many nods to the Avengers. I know. And now in the later ones, there's like nothing.
Punisher has 0. Yeah. Defenders has 0. Yeah.
But in Daredevil, it's always like, the incident, and newspaper clippings in the background. Hulk terrorizes Harlem and shit.
Just say aliens came down and the Avengers stopped them. Don't say fuck off. Whatever. That's not what we're here to talk about. All right, so should we get into one of our first... do you want to introduce our first segment?
Oh, all right, so we are talking about the Golden Globe nominations. We're a little late to the party. We're going to try and get a podcast out earlier, but, we've just been a little busy and I've been sick and stuff. But... if you know us, you know we love awards season. We eat it up. We love predicting everything. We did some predictions for the Globe nominations. I won, humble brag, but Jaron, didn't go that seriously because he picked Logan for every category.
I'll go seriously at the Oscars.
But yeah, so we got to build the hype train for the Children of Film Awards because
we absolutely do.
We did those last
year. The campaign has started.
They were a lot of fun. I'm sure. I hope you guys enjoyed watching them. I
know our mates did, who gave us good feedback.
So it definitely maybe we'll bring in some guest announcers and shit.
That would be great. Yeah, I reckon we will.
But yeah, we're really, really keen for those, and we don't really know how it's going to go because last year it was cut and dry. La La Land wins everything easily. This year, our big favourites are quite different, and there's still a lot of stuff to come that we don't really know. But anyway, where was I? Golden Globe nominations. Overall, I wasn't too pleased.
I was a bit underwhelmed.
I mean, we haven't seen a lot of the big ones, but the big thing is The Big Sick was totally ignored, which is one of the best films of the year and one of the best romantic comedies of the decade. Kumail Nanjiani overlooked for comedy actor, Zoe Kazan for comedy actress. That wasn't a lock, but I would have put her in there. And Holly Hunter definitely should have been nominated for supporting, and of course picture. And I don't know what their problem was with it. I don't know. Do they just not like Apatow?
Yeah, fuck. I don't know. And I just want to say out there as well, The Boss Baby was nominated over the Lego Batman movie. I've seen both, and that is fucking ridiculous. The awards just don't like Lego movie. First, Oscars don't nominate the Lego movie. Now they're not nominating Lego. Like, what the? If Oscars nominate Lego Batman and the Globes didn't, it's just gonna be a fucking meme. Fuck.
Yeah, so you got The Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. I've seen Coco and Loving Vincent, and they're both great movies.
Ferdinand's not out here yet.
Yeah, I'll be seeing that next week probably. I'm actually excited because I freaking love John Cena.
I love John Cena.
Coco's already won. Coco's already won.
Oh yeah, it's got it,
it's so
and that's good too. It deserves to.
It's really good, and they always give it to Disney anyway. It's just a good thing that the best one this year is actually the Disney one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it usually is, like Inside Out, but also we've had in between every great one, we get a Finding Dory,
Big Hero
Cars
6
3,
beating How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh, that was. I mean, Big Hero 6 is fucking great, but come on, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
No, they always
one of the best of the decade.
Some way to fuck animate it up, and now the Globes are joining in on that trend. The Boss Baby, I haven't even seen it, but come on. But yeah,
fuck, whatever.
Another, we'll just run through the best picture categories. In the drama category, you got Call Me by Your Name, Dunkirk, The Post, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. This is pretty much what I expected. The 3 I've seen, Call Me by Your Name, Dunkirk, 3 Billboards. They're all very, very deserving. They're all in my top 10 favourites of the year at this point in time. The Post, I don't know. I just have a weird sort of vendetta against The Post because it just feels like such Oscar bait. I mean, I'm sure it'll be great, and I'm not going to go into it wanting to dislike it. If it's great, I'll acknowledge it as great. But I just feel like, Meryl Streep she just gets nominated every year. Freaking, I just don't feel that hyped for it. But Shape of Water, on the other hand, I'm incredibly hyped for. And I'm so glad to see Guillermo, fucking on top right now.
Yeah, I'm keen as for Shape of Water. I'm also keen. I'm keen for anything Spielberg because he's one of my favorite directors. But
Bridge of Spies is ridiculously underrated.
Oh, it's fucking great, yeah. But Shape of Water is on another level. I'm so keen for that. But oh well.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll get more into what we thought of the picks after. But in comedy category, you got Disaster Artist, which is just like a movie about the making of one of the worst movies of all time, picking up awards. I love it. I love James Franco. It's always good. It's just good to see whenever a movie with all these guys, like all these comedians, like Seth Rogen and shit, gets like awards attention. It just puts a smile on my face.
It's fantastic.
And Get Out.
I'm
now,
so keen.
There's been a lot of debate over whether Get Out is a comedy or a drama. What are your thoughts?
I would call it a horror comedy, like pseudo-comedy maybe, but it's definitely... I mean, his best mate is fucking hilarious. And it's more of a comedy than The Martian. I would definitely call it. I'd definitely lump it in horror comedy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it getting... It's more a comedy than a drama, I'll say.
See, I think if they put it in drama, I would also be okay with that, but I think I have no qualms about it being a comedy. When I came out of it the first time, I'm like, that is one of the best horror comedies of the decade. That's what I saw it as when I saw it. Rod is absolutely hilarious. It's consistently funny. While, like, people are saying, oh, they're making a movie about, you know, racism and trying to call it a comedy, devaluing it. And I kind of get that, but what the movie does is it makes these fantastic and brilliant satirical statements, these social statements, but it never forgets to be entertaining. So it's all this, you know, brilliant subtext hidden under a entertaining horror comedy. So it is absolutely a satire. It is making fun of something. It is not
It definitely
a dead
is.
serious movie. It is making
And
fun of something.
The thing is, all the racism that's in it is played, like, not in a bad way, but it's played for comedy. Like, when she's like, oh, is black, is it better? The look at their faces and the hold for laughter is very clear. Like, it's definitely... Jordan Peele is definitely trying to get some laughs out of the audience, and I'd say, due to it just being a satire in general, it's a comedy. But
aside from all debate, it's a fantastic movie, and the fact that it came out in February and it's still getting awards attention is just fantastic and potentially game changing for the Oscars if it does get in.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, it seems like they're changing sci-fi for horror this year for their John Wick. That never happened.
The closest thing to a horror movie getting big awards buzz is like Silence of the Lambs, and that's not even really a horror movie. Like, this is like unprecedented. So yeah, you got The Greatest Showman, which I'm not even sure if anyone's seen. I think they just nominated it because they want Hugh Jackman to come to their parties.
Yeah, they I watched Screen Junkies, and Dan Merrill and Roth said that they didn't even like it, so, you know, we'll see.
So
the jury's out.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I told you that. But anyway, they said that it got screened for them, but they probably just wanted...
Then you got I, Tonya, which I'm super, super excited for. It looks awesome. And Lady Bird, which also looks really great. I've never really been a big fan of Greta Gerwig as an actress, but it sounds like she's nailed it behind the camera. So, bring it. And Saoirse Ronan's always great. So, I mean...
I just want to say as well, another horror comedy that it didn't get Oscars or Globes, but one of my favourite also, The Cabin in the Woods, got a lot of like broadcast, the out there ones like Chicago,
like
Ohio,
credits,
Bram Stoker,
circles
Empire. Like, it got quite a bit of stuff. It missed out of the Golden Globes and stuff, which was unfortunate.
Now that movie could also go in comedy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, easily.
And
all right.
Any other big surprises? All right, surprises and snubs. Denzel Washington getting nominated for dramatic actor. Did not expect that. I mean, they love him. They nominate him all the time. And apparently Roman J. Israel isn't that great. But apparently he's really good in it. So you never know. But that was a big surprise. And of course, All the Money in the World. All the Money in the World getting 3 nominations.
Oh, I don't know if that's because they really loved it, or just because it's in the news right now and they wanted to capitalise on that. I don't know.
No idea.
But I mean...
It looks like Ridley's fucking done it. And I'm really looking forward to the film.
Yeah. Absolutely, but pretty much all validity of these award shows being any indicator of film quality and not popularity was just made redundant when they didn't nominate the Big Sick for anything.
That was quite strange. I mean, yeah, the foreign press are funny. Sometimes they'll just shun certain movies, and then they're a bit weird sometimes, and they have their certain people that they love and will always nominate. Thankfully, one of those people is Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, yes, thank God. They love
when the Oscars snub him, the Globes always get him in there. And I'm still really excited for Molly's Game, despite the fact that no one else seems to give a shit about it.
And it got pushed
Jessica
back
Chastain
like 5 months
is
here.
My life, and I'm so keen for that movie. And Aaron Sorkin is also my life, so, you know.
And his first directorial effort, so, you know, good for him.
Michael Cera is a celebrity poker player named Player X. It's going to be amazing.
Oh. Absolutely, you know, Michael Cera delivering Aaron Sorkin dialogue is going to be my lifeblood.
I heard he's probably Tobey Maguire. Like, they don't say, but apparently he's probably Tobey Maguire. because like apparently he was involved with these poker games and shit. But apparently there's like a lot of celebrities in it, and like they don't say their names and shit. But just one more snub I want to talk about. Call Me by Your Name got overlooked for screenplay and director, which I think is absolutely fucking disgraceful. It is a beautiful movie. I think it is the best written movie of the year. I think Michael Stuhlbarg was also snubbed from supporting actor, and I just can't wait for you to see it, Jaron. So you can
I'm pretty keen for it. I got another month or so, but I just want to say that
it comes out in less than 2 weeks.
Oh shit, nice. Just less, like 13 days. Yeah, I just realized. Boxing Day, I believe. Anyway, I actually remember watching a couple interviews with Tobey Maguire where he said he's won over $100,000 on poker games. He's one of the best in the world, he claims. Self-claimed. One of the best poker players in the world. So that's fucking amazing. It sucks that they're not named that. Oh well.
Outside of all that discussion, we're going to do something that we did last year where we're going to go through the big categories and just take one person or movie that we would take out and one that we would put in. So one thing we would change about every category.
Let's do it.
Alright, so you can go first.
Where are we going to start?
Best drama.
Ooh, we're going with the big one. Alright. So for best drama, I pretty much liked all of these, all the picks they picked, even though I haven't seen most of them. The one I'm least keen for would be The Post. So I'm taking out The Post, even though I haven't seen it, so it's not really fair. But you know, life's not fair. Grow up. I'm taking out The Post, and I am putting in Logan because it's my favorite movie of the year. It's a hardcore drama, and I think that they need to start nominating more genre films, starting with superhero movies. Because if you're not nominating Logan, you're basically doing a Dark Knight all over again.
Well, I think Logan's the best superhero movie that has ever been, so if they're not nominating that, I don't know if they're ever going to nominate one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe like a superhero drama that's not based on a comic property, some original gritty drama, I don't know. But
probably.
I'm also getting rid of The Post. I've seen 3 of these and I love them all, and between The Post and Shape of Water, I'm really, really hyped for Shape of Water, so I'm getting rid of The Post. Just because it just looks like such a water debate. And I'm adding in Wind River. It's one of my favourite movies of the year, and I think it has been completely unfairly overlooked. I don't know. I mean, it was produced by the Weinstein Company. Is that why it's been overlooked? Like, Taylor Sheridan got Weinstein's name removed from the film. So he said, I would rather have my film buried than have his name on it. And he managed to get his name removed, which is cool.
This is weird because Taylor Sheridan, known for writing Hell or High Water, blew up last year at award season.
I think this year has just been about better. This is just about better.
I'd say it's my favourite Taylor Sheridan effort, in my opinion. And I love the other two.
So it's a real shame. So yeah, I'm putting Wind River in Best Picture. Now, what do you got for Best Comedy?
For Best Comedy, I have to take out The Greatest Showman just because...
Same.
I was really keen for it, but bad word of mouth has spread, and they're not showing it. They've shunned screeners altogether for most critics, so they must not be that confident. And we talk about The Big Sick and how much we wish it got nominated, but I am putting in Baby Driver.
Ah, right. I would almost not call it a comedy.
I would call it if they're not going to nominate it for drama, I'd call it a comedy.
No. And well, I guess it also fits into musical.
It does. Musical. It is a musical. It plays to music, but musical comedy. I'd say, baby. I'd just because I do love The Big Sick. They're basically tied for me at like 4th and 5th of the year, but Edgar Wright's been shunned from awards so often, and Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, The World's End, even I'd say Scott Pilgrim are all awards-worthy movies. They're all fucking brilliant, and I want him to get the respect he deserves, so that's why this just edges out for me.
Yeah, I'm putting in The Big Sick for Greatest Showman. I think Big Sick is probably the best comedy of the year so far. Very closely followed by The Disaster Artist, which got nominated, so no worries, mate. And
it's fucking easy.
Yeah. Best Dramatic Actress. Are we both getting rid of Meryl here just because...
We are.
I think it's just out of spite. Meryl. It's just out of spite. We're sick of you, Meryl. You've had enough.
Yeah, go away. Let other people come in. Fuck.
I'm sure she's great in The Post, but come on. and Frances McDormand.
Every time you want to look up, like, say you want to look up someone winning an award, like, you're like, oh, I want to see Natalie Portman accept her Oscar. I want to see so-and-so accept their Oscar if they're a woman. Every time you watch that awards clip, it's going to be like, Meryl Streep for blah, blah, blah. And it's like, fuck me.
Meryl Streep for her 10-second cameo in this fucking random movie.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I love her. She's fucking great in The Deer Hunter, but just go away.
Oh, she's one of the greatest of all time, but she constantly gets nominated for stuff that she doesn't deserve to be nominated for, and it does my head in.
I think I still stand that she was not good in Frances,
she was bad in that, and it was a shit movie. Anyway, let's we had this rant last year.
Fucking.
And all right, so I'm adding in Jennifer Lawrence for her performance in Mother. She's one of my favourite performances of the year. It made me really like her again, because I went off her for a bit, and it's I think she's fantastic in it. It's a fantastic movie, and I would have loved to see her get some attention for that one. So, of course, she gets nominated for shit like Joy, where she doesn't deserve it, and then comes along a performance where she actually does deserve it, and it's like, nah, fuck you, J-Law, movie's too weird.
I just want to say, J-Law is my favourite female performance of the year in the lead category, but I did not go with her. I went a different route. I went with someone who is also one of my favourites. Not my favourite, but one of my favourites, and I'm swapping out Meryl Streep for someone who I think deserves attention because she's unrightedly been dumped into this category of she's a Twilight actress, blah blah. This is Kristen Stewart for Personal Shopper.
Yeah, she's really good.
She is fantastic in it. It's a small movie, and I think she needs some recognition just to pull her away from the crowd people dump her in.
Yeah, nah, she's great. And I just, since we're still shouting out people, I just want to shout out Brooklyn Prince in the Florida Project, because she's incredible too, and the best child performance since Tremblay and Room. All right.
So she's better than Logan?
I would say so, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, no, she's fucking incredible. She's she's fantastic. Yeah, you got to see the Florida Project too. That's out boxing. Oh no, that's out this week, I think.
Oh shit, really? No, I think
I think so.
Oh, okay.
You got to watch that one.
Oh well.
And Big Willem as well. Anyway,
what's that one? I love Big Willem.
Big Willem. Anyway, where are we? Best dramatic actor. Now, it's an interesting category. I've only seen one of them, man. I debated getting rid of Tom Hanks again just because out of spite for the post, but I fucking love Tommy Hanks. He's the man. I'm getting rid of Denzel. Sweetheart. I'm getting rid of Denzel because it just feels like they're nominating the man, not the performance, and I haven't heard great things about the movie. And I'm going to be putting in Robert Pattinson for his work in Good Time. I think it is one of the best performances of the year. He totally transforms, just like Kristen Stewart does in Personal Shopper. I just love that the two so long maligned Twilight actresses are two of the best performances this year. It's so good.
Seriously.
And, Pattinson is just, he's grimy. You can see the desperation in his eyes. He's incredible in Good Time. Jared?
I want to say that I am taking out Denzel as well, because I feel for the same reason as you. And my favourite male performance of the year is Hugh Jackman in Logan, but I'm not putting him in.
Oh, Jared,
I'm putting in someone
going off the rails here.
I know. I'm putting in someone else who I think deserves some recognition for their work, and this is. I have not. I've gone with something. I've just touched it up a little. I'm going with Andy Serkis in War for the Planet of the Apes. Because he is one of my favourite performances of the year, and I think if mocap is ever going to be nominated, it's here, and I think he is fucking brilliant, and I'm not sure if a mocap performance will ever get better than Caesar in War for the Planet of the Apes. He should be getting some attention, he should be getting some nominations, and I think they should nominate him here.
Nice. Alright, now we got Best Comedy Actress. I'm getting rid of Helen Mirren in The Leisure Seeker, because, like, fucking... Did anyone even like that movie? Same thing as Denzel.
No. Oh, 30% of people did.
The only one of these I've seen is Emma Stone, who absolutely deserves it, and she's fantastic. But, I'm putting in Zoe Kazan in The Big Sick. She doesn't have a whole lot of screen time or anything, but I can't think of too many other great lead comedy actresses from this year. So, and Kazan was fantastic in the movie. She just doesn't have a ton of screen time. But that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. That's a
Helen Mirren for Zoe Kazan.
Best actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. Alright, so this one was interesting. I've seen all of these except Hugh Jackman, and I can't get rid of Hugh Jackman because he's a legend, and he didn't, he's got to get something. Ansel Elgort for Baby Driver got nominated. Did we mention that? That was a big surprise.
Wow. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
And you're taking him out?
It's a pleasant surprise because I thought he was actually great in it. He was really, really good. I'm taking out Steve Carell in Battle of the Sexes because, one, that is a supporting performance, and two, I didn't think he was that special in it. And I think he's definitely the weakest of this lot, so that's who I'm taking out. And I'm putting in Kumail Nanjiani for The Big Sick. Now, this is one that should have been a fucking no-brainer because the dude is incredible in the movie. He is, he's emotional, he's funny, he's fantastic, and it's a brilliant, brilliant screenplay acting combo from him, and it's absolute travesty that he was snubbed here.
I think this might be the first one we different on both people. Maybe I could be wrong, but
not going with Kamal.
I am taking out Ansel Elgort.
Really?
I know I put Baby Driver in, and now I'm taking Elgort out. I think he was really good, but I'm not sure I don't think he was as good as Steve Carell. And I am putting in Tom Cruise for American Made.
See, he would have been close too. He was really good in that.
Yeah, I think that American Made is really underrated. It's a fucking funny movie, and Tom Cruise is brilliant in it. Kumail is one of my favourite comedic performances of the year, but I mean, Tom Cruise, he just nails everything perfectly, and it's just such a good thing to see Tom Cruise lead one of these movies in a powerhouse performance that's not an action movie. Even though I love Mission Impossible,
and the dude is
it's just refreshing to see him a comedy drama, and he has such an amazing screen presence that not much actors today have.
The scene where he fucking crashes his plane in a random neighborhood, and he's covered in
gives the kid
cocaine.
Money and
he's he gives the kid money and rides off on his bike. It's just it's such an energetic performance. He's so good.
Yeah, it reminded me of Leo DiCaprio and Wolf of Wall Street, to be honest.
Say what you will about the guy, he gives 100% to every role he takes, except the Mummy.
Yeah, I love the guy.
I
think he knew the Mummy was fucked, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would have phoned it in too.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have Best Supporting Actress. Now, at your nominees, you got Mary J. Blige in Mudbound, Hong Chow in Downsizing, Alison Janney in I, Tonya, who I love, that's so cool, Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer in The Shape of Water. Now, the only one I've seen is Mary J. Blige, and that's who I'm taking out, because I don't think she's award-worthy at all in the film. It's a great movie, she was good in it, but I don't really see it, and I'm actually really excited for all four of the other nominees, so I'm going to take out Blige, because I don't think I would put her in. Sorry, Mary. I know I'm making the Golden Globes so white, but hey, you got Octavia Spencer.
Goodbye, Denzel. Goodbye, Mary. Fucking settle down.
Hey,
mate.
you got Octavia Spencer. You got Hong Chow, an Asian. So we got our diversity going.
An Asian,
and
yeah.
I'm keeping the diversity going with the Latina in Daphne Keane in Logan.
Nice.
She's my favorite supporting performance of the year. She's so good.
This is the second one we're doing the exact same thing. Goodbye, Mary J. Blige. I'm excited for everyone else.
When I said that,
to throw you off, make you double take yourself, Jacob.
I just think it's a shame that out of all the great performances in that, she's the one getting attention. I think Jason Mitchell and Garrett Hedlund and Rob Morgan are all way more deserving, and they're all fantastic.
Yeah. I was also adding intrigue to the viewers, Jacob, not just you. It's not all about you.
I'm sure most people have checked out at this fucking point. They're just fast-forwarded to the Star Wars bit. If you're listening right now...
I'd say so.
Comment, Jaren has a tiny penis.
Oh, that's not nice. Yeah, do it. Go on. We'll see how much people pay attention.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, anyway, where are we going now? Supporting
we're almost
actor?
There. Supporting actor. Now I'm getting rid of Christopher Plummer. I'm sure he's great in it, but out of the two I haven't seen, it's him and Richard Jenkins, and I love Richard Jenkins. He's the man.
He is.
I'm taking out
Shut the fuck up, Dale!
And supporting actor, I'm putting in Michael Stuhlbarg for Call Me By Your Name. I mean, it's an obvious kind of choice. He's so good, has one of the best scenes of the year. And I know who you're going with, Jaren, and that would be very close for me too, and I think they should have also been nominated.
Yep. Mom taking out Christopher Plummer. I mean, it's such a good meme that he was nominated after Kevin Spacey was kicked. It's so funny. I wonder if Spacey would have been nominated had he stayed in. I'm not sure. That would have been cool too, but since he's a pedo now, goodbye Spacey, hello Plummer. But goodbye Plummer, hello Patrick Stewart for Logan. Yeah, I love Logan, and I would have put Hugh Jack. I mean, I've put in 3 for Logan, and it would have been 4 if Andy Serkis wasn't amazing. But fuck you, Patrick Stewart is fucking brilliant in it. And even if you don't like the movie, it's hard to go past.
It looks like Willem Dafoe's probably going to be the winner this year, and he's really great. But I would be putting like Stewart and Stuhlbarg and Sam Rockwell and stuff above him. But I think Sam Rockwell's a dark horse. He's so good, and it would make me so fucking happy.
He's got a dope fade too. So.
But no, Dafoe is fantastic in Florida Project. You definitely got to see that. Best director, a big one. We didn't really talk about this, but you got Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water, which is just awesome. He's a legend. No, absolutely. Did we? I don't know if we talked. I don't even know what we talked about before the show and what we talked about in the show at this point.
True.
Martin McDonagh had 3 awards, which I didn't expect. Chris Nolan, Dunkirk. Ridley Scott, All the Money in the World. Big surprise, but they love Ridley. And Steven Spielberg, The Post.
I love Ridley too.
Nolan's my man. I hope he wins. But this is tough. I'm getting rid of Spielberg, but it's really close. And it could be Scott as well. But it doesn't really matter who I'm getting rid of. It's about who I'm putting in. And I'm putting in the Safdie brothers for directing Good Time. I think that is one of the most visually brilliant and uniquely executed movies of the year. The fast-paced, frenetic shooting style they used, the performance they got out of Robert Pattinson, not to mention Benny Safdie pulling double duty acting in the thing as well. I just think...
Benny Safdie was incredible.
Yeah, brilliant movie, and I wish it had got more love. But I get it; it's pretty small. But I'd be putting those guys in.
All right, I am going to take out. This was tough for me because I love both Ridley Scott and Steven Spielberg. It's out of them if you haven't guessed. But I do have to take out Spielberg just because I'm probably more excited for All the Money in the World, even though they got about the same amount of nominations. But and Ridley Scott's in the good books after Covenant, so
yes, we are one of the 6 people who liked Covenant. Fuck yourself. It's a great film.
Spielberg's last movie was BFG, so he's not quite up there. But I'm putting in my number 1 director of the year, and that is Matthew Reeves for War for the Planet of the Apes.
Nice.
I think what he did with the end of that trilogy, what he did with the characters, how he took it, how he made it a war film that wasn't a war film, everything he did for that movie was brilliant, and it's my second favorite movie of the year, and you can tell because I gave it and Logan a bunch of shit, but I fucking love you, Matty Reeves.
But yeah, at this point I hope Nolan wins. I love Dunkirk. I love Dunkirk. But I am so keen for Shape of Water, and if we have got an English language movie on our hands from him that's as good as Pan's Labyrinth, then I'm gonna fucking die in the movie theater.
Yeah, it'll be my number 1 of the year. It'll overtake Logan if it's as good as Pan's Labyrinth. So we'll have to see.
Anyway, last one we're going to do, best screenplay. Now, let's just run through this quickly. I'm getting rid of The Post because, why not? And I'm putting in Call Me By Your Name, which was, for some reason, I thought it was a lock to win, and didn't get nominated. So that's fucking strange, and it's bullshit. There you go.
Fair enough. I'm taking out The Post for Taylor Sheridan's Wind River.
Close second.
Probably my favorite screenplay of the year.
It's that is right up there with that's my favorite original. Call Me By Your Name is my favorite adapted.
Taylor Sheridan pretty much has his own genre at the moment, and I love it.
He does, hey. Can't wait to see what he does next.
Pseudo westerns, they're wicked.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And can we just say how weird original song is this year? Like I couldn't pick any of them.
Yeah. I love Remember Me by Coco, but the other ones
that should win.
And
can we just?
I mean,
sorry.
The Greatest Showman one is just basically like everyone, no matter color and gender, should be accepted. So of course it got nominated.
I haven't listened to it, but can we just have a moment of silence for our friend Ewan, who in our predictions predicted 5 songs from The Greatest Showman to get nominated, but not that one.
Why he didn't pick that one?
He picked 5 from the movie, and
that's
not
the
that
trailer
one.
song.
That's pretty funny.
Jesus Christ!
I picked the other one. I picked Rewrite the Stars.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's listened to the soundtrack and he thought that they were all a lot.
Oh, but sometimes they don't pick the best song in the movie. Like City of Stars is not the best song in La La Land, but that won the awards because it's in the trailers. We went so long on that, and it may seem like we just got carried away talking about the awards, but really it was a calculated effort, so we don't have to talk about Star Wars too long, because I don't really know shit about Star Wars, and I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Yeah, neither of us do.
But let's fucking do it.
I've watched one more Star Wars film than you, and that's still nothing.
We're probably going to go over an hour here, but we're going to give you our spoiler-free thoughts and review on The Last Jedi, and then we're going to talk some spoilers afterwards. So here's what you came... Here's the part where you fast-forwarded to after the first 15 minutes of the video.
Welcome, guys. This is the Children of Film podcast. Now we're talking Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Everyone, everything came for, and I don't want to steal your thunder, Jacob, but let's start off with what we thought of the movie. I really enjoyed it. I think Rian Johnson's done a great job here. I was just to put everything out there a little bit underwhelmed, but I did really enjoy it.
Same here. I was a little underwhelmed. I think it definitely needs a repeat viewing because I'll say, for a Star Wars movie, Jaren doesn't agree here, but I think it's quite different and it brings a lot of new things to the table. And some of it worked, some of it didn't work. But watching it at a midnight screening, really tired, I couldn't fully appreciate it, so I went and saw it again the next day, and I still have a lot of issues with it, but all in all, it's a pretty damn good action movie, and there's a whole lot to talk about. But without spoilers, what were your favourite things about this movie?
I just want to say again, I can see where people think it's different, but I think it's fairly formulaic for a Star Wars movie. But the things I liked about it was Luke Skywalker. I know some people don't agree, but I think the general consensus is Luke Skywalker was taken in a cool direction, and Mark Hamill gave a committed performance. I want to say my favourite performance and character was Kylo Ren. Adam Driver was incredible as Kylo Ren, man. He has some moments where he gave me goosebumps with his acting. This might even be one of my favourite performances. And I'm glad, because Kylo was a bit goofy in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he's like, you would give it to
Awakens. Me. But in this, man, I don't know what Rian Johnson said to him, but Adam Driver, who's always been a great actor, was just fucking on another level.
Like, he just fucking got him going, like he got the kid in Looper going.
Yeah.
Like, he's really fucking good, and he
gets great performances.
He's probably the most compelling character in this film, and he's really coming into his own as Kylo Ren. I thought Rey was a little wooden in this, if I'm being honest. I thought she was fantastic in The Force Awakens. I didn't really get that in this movie. She was still good, Daisy Ridley.
She was good, but
yeah, I did think she was a little wooden.
I think she's a little bit over Star Wars already, to be honest. I think she's done with Star Wars.
Like, her accent sounded different in this movie. Poe Dameron was really well done. He had a great arc.
He did.
Finn, unfortunately, was, I think, the weakest one in the movie, and it's more about a certain subplot that did not work at all, and was really, like, I don't know. I don't want to go into spoilers too much, but there is one side plot that could have been completely cut from the movie, and it would have been different, because that's the thing about The Last Jedi. It is too long, and at times it is very, very clunky. Like, not everything flows together, and what annoyed me is they don't let certain scenes breathe. There'll be a great action scene, and they'll keep cutting. You know how they'll be doing a scene, then they'll cut back to what's happening meanwhile in another scene, and like, there are some really great scenes that you just want to see play out as a whole, but they keep cutting back to these other scenes that aren't as interesting, and it feels like there's so much going on in this movie, and at times Johnson couldn't quite handle stringing it all together. That being said, he did a great job with it.
I do think that this John Williams score was a little bit better than The Force Awakens. I still don't love these as much as the original movie scores. Like, I mean, A New Hope is not my favourite Star Wars movie, but the score is incredible. Same with Empire.
And just the opening theme on the crawl is a fucking banger.
Oh, absolutely. But I do love the score for this movie, and it was great for The Force Awakens, but I think it's a little bit upped a bit here. And I think Leia was, Leia was pretty good.
Good.
There wasn't like an emotional send off. I didn't get some Carrie Fisher.
Well,
Carrie Fisher thing at the start of my film, like lots of people are getting some tribute or something.
what tribute?
Oh yeah, lots of people. When it started, it was like Last Jedi will open with a Carrie Fisher tribute video, and I didn't get that.
What? I didn't see
I
any
don't
of
know
that. Well, there was
lots
obviously
of
a dedication to her in the credits, but
yeah.
in terms, I can't really say anything about the character without spoiling stuff, so we're gonna have to go into spoilers on what we thought about. But I thought her performance was very good.
I think it was better than The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I think she was a little wooden in that, but I think she was great.
Yeah, I think Hamill was
better in this.
Hamill was excellent. I reckon he was really good. He was
He
probably
was.
second
When
to Adam Driver.
I think when Hamill first showed up, I thought he was just doing a grumpy old man, but he was definitely Luke when the movie ended. He definitely changed into Luke, and he was. I think personally, it's Hamill's best performance as Luke Skywalker in a Star Wars film.
Yeah. Now, for all its story shortcomings, from an action standpoint, this movie is marvelous. The third act is spectacular, I reckon, and it has one of the best lightsaber duels that you'll ever see.
I think it probably has my favorite lightsaber duel in a Star Wars film. If you don't count the Darth Vader one in Rogue One, because it's not a duel; he's just fucking people up. But the lightsaber duel in this, I won't say who it's between. It's spectacular.
Yeah, it's awesome. You'll know it when you freaking see it.
Absolutely.
The special effects were mostly great, aside from this one certain side plot where there was a real over-reliance on CGI.
It was a prequel-esque.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't seen the prequels, but it felt real prequel-y just from what I've heard about the prequels. It just reminded me of
Phantom Menace so much. And it just looked weird, and they tried to go for some emotional thing. They tried to show the mirror at us, like, I guess Rian Johnson's a vegetarian, and they tried to, I'll go more in spoilers, but it just tried to do something that didn't work.
In terms of the villains outside Kylo Ren, we hoped Phasma would not be useless, but she was useless.
Oh, God.
That's all I'll say about Phasma, but she was once again useless. Possibly
Rian
even
Johnson
more so.
was like, they didn't use Phasma very much in The Force Awakens, so you know what? I'm going to not use her as well. Which is disappointing, because she appears in the marketing material quite a bit.
Gwendolyn Christie is the fucking man. She's massive,
Yeah,
she can
she's
fight,
a
like,
legend.
fucking use her.
Yeah, she I don't know if they're not using her on purpose to try and make her the Boba Fett of this series, but I don't understand why.
I think Boba Fett's still more useless.
Boba Fett's the most overrated character in Star Wars history. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for internet memes, I wouldn't fucking remember the dude, to be quite frank.
And then, without spoiling anything, I really, really liked what they did with Snoke in this. That's all I'll say. And Andy Serkis
I wasn't a big fan.
And
Andy Serkis
then
was good.
I love General Hux. Like, he's the perfect...
he was a lot better than this.
He's just the perfect bitch-ass, cheesy, fucking over-the-top, hammy bad guy. I fucking love him.
See, I think in The Force Awakens they played him too seriously, and I think in this one he was dealt with.
I love the Hitler speech so much.
See, I think that was too serious, and I think it came off a lot better in The Last Jedi. The very opening scene of The Last Jedi, one of the very opening scenes, I'll say,
he gets a fucking Yo Mama joke dropped on him.
His character gets breaking down instantly. But anything before we end this, I'm going to say I give this a 4 out of 5. Fairly strong, because I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's quite as good as The Force Awakens or some of the originals. It's not the best since Empire. It's not a masterpiece, but it is pretty good. And I am excited that JJ is coming back to do number 9. Even though I love Rian Johnson, I can't wait to see what he does with his next trilogy.
I echo most of that. I really, really like this movie, and it's just... I think there's a really, really... I think there's an incredible 2-hour movie in this.
Yeah,
that
same.
is just, unfortunately, stretched out a bit too long. Because some of the stuff in this is, like, next-level shit, but then some of it is pretty underwhelming. So it is a 4 out of 5 from me. it was kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I really liked it. I thought Rian Johnson did a great job. It's definitely got his stamp on it, and I'm really keen to see what this trilogy is. But that being said, as you said, I love J.J. Abrams. I don't get why everybody fucking hates him for some reason. I think he's a great director. He gets the fucking job done, and I think when it was announced that Trevorrow was leaving for episode 9, I kind of thought JJ was a bit of a no-brainer, and I'm really glad they went with him.
Yeah, and I just want to say I'm not a fan of what they did with Chewbacca in this movie. I'll tell you about that later. But
alright,
not a fan.
There's one scene with Chewbacca that fucking pisses us off, but outside of that, I did like him.
Yeah. Come on, but they did not think that bit through, in my opinion.
Yeah, and in terms of where it ranks, I do like Force Awakens a little more than this. I just think it's a more consistent and entertaining movie overall. And just rewatching that before The Last Jedi, I really love it. Like, it's just so much fun. It has so many memorable moments. The
garbage will do.
And it just does a great job setting up the characters, because I really, really cared about and fell in love with those characters in that, and I just didn't quite feel that in The Last Jedi, aside from Kylo.
I think the reason a lot of this works in The Last Jedi is because we like these characters, because we like Rey. Even though she doesn't give a good performance, we understand where she's coming from, and whenever it cuts back to her, we're like, sweet Rey, because JJ did such a good job of building a character up. I mean, they just did not think that Chewbacca thing through. It haunts me in my dreams.
Right,
one thing they
once we cross over into spoilers, you can mention that straight away if you want. So Last Jedi, 4 out of 5. Not the masterpiece some people were hoping for, but still a really, really solid entry into the Star Wars franchise. And
some of the best stuff in here is some of the best stuff in Star Wars history, but there's also some letdowns.
Yeah. Can't wait to see where they go next. And who's excited for Solo?
a hay bale just blows over.
A tumbleweed.
No. God damn it. Alright, so we're in spoilers now?
Yep, spoiler talk. So if you have not seen The Last Jedi, go fuck yourself, but click the subscribe button.
Chewie barbecued a porg! Come on!
Chewie eats the porg, and we're like... Alright, so you watch it and you're like, alright, it's a funny moment to show how cute the porgs are, but when you look at it... Alright, so, Chewie's barbecuing this porg, and he's about to eat it, and he's got a bunch more, like, next to him. So has he already eaten a bunch? And he sees a bunch of porgs in front of him, looking all sad, like, oh no, you're eating our brethren. And Chewie's like, oh no, fuck off. And then there's one little cute one that's like, oh, don't eat it. And he's like, fine, I won't eat it.
And he lets them all onto the ship.
But like, Chewie would have to have murdered a porg in cold blood to get that cooked porg. So what? So the sad eyes didn't fucking affect him while he was fucking brutally murdering it?
That's the thing.
The fuck?
Obviously Chewie stalked a porg, grabbed it, presumably as you do with a chicken, snapped its neck or ripped it off, de-skinned it, took the skin off, and then cooked it over a barbecue, and probably did that with others. With their cute little whale and their little fins flapping around, he cut their head off or twisted their... whatever the fuck he did. And I don't think they thought that through, honestly. Just have them annoy Chewie into the point where he lets them on the Falcon. I mean, you have the argument, he's got to eat. It's like chickens, you kill a chicken, you eat it. As if they don't bring enough food on the fucking Falcon. What was Daisy eating?
They're in space all the fucking time. So of course he can survive without eating wildlife. It's just like, alright, sure, it's a funny joke on the surface.
Get a fish!
But when you look at it, it's kind of dark, and it makes you not like Chewie, because it's like...
I know, I love Chewie, and I'm like,
one of these adorable little creatures. And we're not like vegetarian, like Animal Crusaders or anything.
No, I eat meat every day.
The opposite. We're just like, you can't do that.
Fuck, I mean, it's more the fact that we love Chewie and you've made him murder this cute little fucking penguin fucking bird thing. What? Just, fuck, I don't understand why they did that, honestly. I mean, he was probably like, it'll be a funny meme if we just have him, a porg that looks like a chicken.
And it got a big laugh every time, and I'll even admit, I laughed at it, like, at the face of it.
Yeah, so did
just
I.
Just because how cute they were and stuff. But then you think about it, it's like, this is kind of sinister.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was our spoiler thoughts for The Last Jedi.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, I want to talk. We said that the action in this movie looked great, and I want to pick a few examples just to kind of show what I loved about it. So first of all, you've got Laura Dern playing this ship captain, who I really liked by the end. When you figure out what she was doing, you know, I didn't like her when she was on screen, but yeah. I think her character. I think her character in the 15 minutes she has, you come to respect her character, who she is.
The whole story arc is about Poe learning a lesson, which I thought was really good. About, you know, it's not always about being a hero. It's sometimes just
destroying
about making the tough choices.
Destroying shit,
yeah, and Poe definitely learned a lot, and but you know, that was pretty good. I wasn't really feeling the outfit, but
it was fine. But, you know, Laura Dern sacrifices herself by doing a hyperspace jump into a ship.
That was pimp.
And when it lands, it for about 20 seconds, all sound is muted.
That shot was amazing.
And it's just like 10 shots strung together from different angles of this ship who has just gone into hyperspace leap into another ship, and just the demolition of it. And as soon as the ship turns around and starts its hyperjets up, the people in the ship are like, well, fuck. They just sit there. There's nothing they can do, and it's gorgeous. The way we're in full spoiler, so I'll just say at the end, Luke comes out and faces Kylo, and the way they were shot, like a western, they were shot like it was like they were meeting at sundown to pull out pistols and stuff. You know, a showdown kind of high noon shot, and I fucking loved it. The wide angle with both of them on either side of the screen.
Great scene. And like it was just fun too. It was like you could tell Luke was kind of having a good time. Like when they shoot the shit out of him,
he brushes the thing off his shoulder.
That always got the biggest laugh both times I saw it. And it was a good fake out, I reckon. I know people responded straight away, but I did not. And I didn't. It was a good fake out, I reckon.
Yes, I agree. I did not see it coming.
At the same time, I would have liked to see Luke fuck some cunts up in person. I did like it, but at the same time, I wanted something, because really,
see, it's only because he's over that life.
He doesn't leave his eye on the whole movie, but what it's about is him achieving peace, which was really like he goes out like a fucking god.
Oh, yeah. I mean, basically by the end of the movie, he is God. Like, they basically throw the idea of the Force out the window. Like, first the Force was just the midichlorians living inside you, let you deal with, like, you know, like igniting a sword and shit. And now you can do fucking anything you want. The dark side is a physical black hole. You know, they just fucking... They really challenge what it means to be a part of the Force and what it means to be a Jedi, which I appreciated, and also it kind of dumbed it down and made it overpowered. But
I'll take that over the convoluted nonsense in the prequels. So I've been told. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, you can just take that for granted, man.
I've heard enough about them. I'll watch them eventually. But where was that? And
you got to just to be in the
I really like the Yoda scene.
Oh, Yoda shot when Luke's fucking walking and the camera is like from a far back and it pans and you just see a little green head. I was like, no way. And the dude next to me who's like wearing a Star Wars shirt and he's dressed up and shit is just sitting there silent. I'm like, how can you be silent right now? Yoda just fucking showed up. I will say I'm so glad they used a puppet instead of CGI. That, you know, puppet Yoda hasn't appeared since Return of the Jedi, but he was kind of off.
Yeah, like I thought it was
the puppet or the way he was shot.
I thought it was CGI.
Nah, I knew it was a puppet. The way he was moving around was definitely a puppet. But
you know, that's a minor gripe. Like, it was a great scene.
I think it was the way he was shot, because they were really meticulous with the shots they give with him in Empire and Last Jedi. Yeah. They were really, really careful with that, and I think in this one he just kind of placed a puppet in the middle of the screen, and it kind of looked odd. But I mean, dude, I'm not complaining. We got fucking Yoda. I'm just glad fucking Anakin didn't show up. I wonder if that's canon or not. How Anakin is in Last Jedi.
So
whatever.
This movie basically...
Why would it be Hayden Christensen? Whatever. Keep going.
This movie basically gives the smackdown to all the fan theories, which I quite liked. First up, let's talk about Snoke. So everybody was expecting him to be this big, like, Dark Lord or a character that we know or something, and he ended up just being an evil guy who wants power, and you know, he goes out like a bit of a bitch, which Alright, I will say I really, really liked that. But I can definitely make a case for the fact that I would have liked to learn a bit more about him. I'm not saying I want him to be some established character, but, you know, he's pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah,
I want to learn something about him.
Yeah, see, that's my thing. I think he doesn't have to be, like, it's not like, oh, like, all the Snoke theories, like, Steele Saunders, your Snoke theory sucks, is a genius, because everyone's like, oh, I bet he's Darth Vader, oh, I bet it's Palpatine, oh, I bet he's fucking whoever the fuck. Yeah, I bet he's fucking Boba Fett. Like, fuck off.
Jar Jar.
Like, he doesn't have to be some... Jar Jar is the key to all this. He doesn't have to be some
Jar Jar was
established...
originally going to be a Sith Lord.
He was. He doesn't have, but he doesn't have to be. I'm pretty sure George Lucas wanted him to. Oh, whatever. He doesn't have to be an established character. He just has to be someone we know a little bit about, because he has Force lightning. He can choke. He can make two people connect and see each other. He can do all this fucking amazing shit, which the Emperor couldn't fucking do, as far as we saw. And he's just nobody. No one really knows. I mean, people. Everyone knows him, but we don't know why.
But when you think about it, in the original trilogy, we don't really know that much about the Emperor either. He doesn't really do that much, and it's really about Darth Vader, where I think the point of this was to make it be about Kylo Ren, because he gets a lot of... I loved all the stuff with his inner conflict, his scenes with Rey, and I think the fact that they're making Kylo Ren the big bad main villain is a fantastic choice.
Yeah, I agree. But, you know, I would have liked to know a bit about him. But that's okay. I do see that was a good point with, we didn't know much about the Emperor. But, you know, and I love how brutal his death was too. Fucking cut in half.
And then that shot of just his face on the ground.
All, yeah.
Wait, when they had that shot of theater was silent, and then someone in the back out loud just went, me. I lost my shit.
Really?
Turned out it was my sister.
What was it?
Yeah, because I wasn't sitting with her.
Oh,
I said to her after the movie, yeah, someone just yelled me when that happened. She's like, yeah, that was me.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm going to do that when I see it again. Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Wait, I'm not drinking tonight. Me 12 hours later.
Me 12 hours later. There's no cutting off. I'll yell that out.
But
I'm not drinking tonight. Me 12 hours later.
Another thing, we were talking about this with some friends earlier. How did he not notice Kylo turning the sword?
See, all of my friends were talking about that because I pointed it out to him. In spoiler chat, they were like, yeah, his death was awesome. And I was like, hold up a sec. 2 minutes before he died, Rey tried to sneak his lightsaber away, and he knew and stopped it. How did he... What? And then some dudes... And there's a theory going around by one of my friends that, oh, no, he wanted Kylo to kill him so he could realize his full potential. Shut the fuck up. No, he didn't. He wanted power. He was using Kylo for his power.
Yeah, like,
as if he didn't notice Rey...
He wasn't there to train Kylo and make him this great warrior. He just wanted Kylo's power.
As if he didn't know Rey was fucking Kylo turned that thing 180 degrees and ignited it on him. Like, there's no way with all his power he couldn't sense that in the Force. Considering he'd sensed it 2 fucking minutes ago. I'm saying the F word a lot, but I'm just riled up a bit. All we've done is pretty much shit on this movie so far, but I did like it.
No, I've been talking mostly the stuff I liked, really. Like, aside from those couple gripes, I really, really enjoyed what they did with Snoke. And those lightsaber fight that ensues, the one we were talking about, where Rey and Kylo take on all those, like, red armored guards.
Those are the best
hits.
stormtroopers we have seen so far in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, they're
those red stormtroopers.
My friend was telling me what
they're not stormtroopers.
My friend was telling me what their swords are called. I don't remember, but there's some sort of sword that's in the mythology, and they were really cool. How they're curved around and shit.
Yeah, those stormtroopers
and
are
just
the best.
Just
I've
the
ever
red
seen.
room,
Awesome.
fucking aesthetic.
Oh, I know. And the thing is, they were so good. They almost without if Rey didn't have Kylo or if Kylo didn't have Rey, they'd be dead.
Like they saved
those
each
guys
other
would have taken
times.
him out. Yeah, they would have taken him out. And remember, Kylo was about to have his throat cut before Rey threw the lightsaber to him.
Yeah.
So
and for everyone saying they wanted Kylo to turn to the good side, like, who's your villain gonna be then?
But he killed Han. There's no going back.
Yeah.
Although we do get shades of him being good because he killed his dad, but he can't bring himself to kill his mum.
But that's what makes him such a compelling villain, because there is conflict in him.
Exactly. There definitely is. And let's talk about it. Leia becomes Superman. and flies back into the ship. So Leia, I get Leia. She's not a Jedi, but she definitely is connected to the Force.
What if that was Kylo putting her back in the ship,
or Luke?
Because when I first watched it, I'm like, is Kylo going to save her? Like, and you know, it could have been.
See, I never even thought it would have been Kylo. I just assumed she had.
I mean, it probably was her. I'm just saying, like, you know, it could have been Kylo saving her.
I'm pretty sure it's hinted at in Return of the Jedi that she's.
But then later on,
with the Force.
But later on, he wants to blow up the Rebel base, and Leia's in there. Does he not know she's in there? Or
nah, he would know. Yeah. Oh well,
yeah.
I'm
so
pretty sure.
There are a few logical errors like that throughout the movie, but you know, it's Star Wars. I'm not going to complain too much.
Well, it's kind of I wouldn't say it's an error. I'd say it's a theory because it's not for sure Kylo saved her. I mean, I think that she's just connected to the Force.
I'm not saying about saved her. I'm just saying the thing about.
That he won't kill her, but then he wants to blow it up. Yeah.
But no, I like that he's the villain. Like, although, as fun as it would be to see him turn good and then just have everyone face off against Hux, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I think Kylo's a great villain.
I think Hux became a scary dude just into a punching bag in this one, just played for laughs, which I actually enjoy because I think he's an over-the-top guy, and you don't need some Nazi dude yelling.
I think even in the first one,
you need to play it for laughs.
He gives off a vibe as kind of like a uppity, preppy bitch. Like even in the first one, he's like fucking he's like you know more serious in that one, but he's fucking like you know you can tell he's very very sort of up himself and fucking like you know a bit of probably a suck up to his leaders and shit. Fucking. And I just think they expanded upon that in this one. And I can't stress enough how much I love the Hitler speech.
Yeah. I will say I wanted to give this movie a 4.5, and it would have been if they had cut the Finn side story out of this. We got to talk about that, don't we? Unfortunately, we do. So Finn. So I mean, it all connects to the plot. It's not out of nowhere. But Finn and this, what's her name?
Rose.
Chick? Rose. Finn meets Rose, and her sister's just been killed on a ship. So there's some. They try to make you connect with her emotionally. Oh yeah, they try to make you connect with her emotionally, but you know we don't know either of these characters. So
just kidding. The Children of Film podcast respects women.
We do. Although, I mean, Ray. I mean.
Also, of all the fan theories, you know what's the one that I want?
What?
Finn and Poe gay loving.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But anyway, so basically, Finn tries to escape so he can save Rey, because Rey is going to follow the beacon and come to the ship. But he goes away, but the thing is, he goes away without the beacon, so Rey still would have rocked up to that ship. Am I missing something there? I don't really understand.
Hang on, wait up. No, he is escaping with the beacon, but then they come up with a plan. They come up with a plan. Oh, did he take it off Leia? Okay. Wait, what? Wait, right. What are you on about?
So, Leia had the beacon thing.
I missed what you were saying.
Didn't Leia have the beacon that she was going to follow?
And she dropped it. It fell off her arm when she comes back in the ship, and Finn picks it up and then goes to run away with it.
Yeah, okay. So Yeah. So he runs away, and she catches him and tases him. But then it's a funny misunderstanding, and they hop in a pod together because they have to find the greatest hacker man of all time. And they go.
The hacker man was Justin Theroux.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah, they go and find the Hacker Man, which is, just a giant MacGuffin. And to find the Hacker Man with the Lotus... I mean, it would have been cool if they made the Hacker Man Lando or something.
Also,
I thought that's where they were going.
Scene? Yeah, fucking... I guess we got to put her in there somewhere. Lupita Nyong'o's got a contract.
See, I thought they were going the direction that Lando was going to be this guy who has to come and help them. That would have been awesome. But, no, it's just some dude, and they get thrown... And after they, for some reason, they see that these horse dogs... whatever
animals,
they're like giant animal / horse things, horse / dog things,
and they can climb walls like Spider-Man.
Yeah, they're being mistreated, and they're basically used to be bet on at the casino. They run around, they're just like race dogs, and she's lived on this planet, and they're monsters, and it's some big political kind of take aim at how dare we mistreat animals and stuff, and it just
I have no
really
problem with the
preachy.
animal thing. I just thought the whole side plot.
I thought it just ended
nonsense.
being really preachy, and I mean, when they were running, like when they started running
The
through
chase
the
was
casino,
badly done.
when they
It
started
was
running through the
very
casino, it
lame.
looked awful. It looked
was
awful when they were
really
running through the casino.
lame.
Yeah, it looked real bad.
And just the whole scene, all the characters and shit, like the little man trying to put coins in BB-8. It was just, it felt really, I don't know, just out of place. With the rest of it, it was so fucking goofy. Oh no, I love BB-8.
And then BB-8 shoots all the coins out.
The little
at someone.
goblin-looking cunt trying to put coins in him. All
Although,
those sorts of characters.
You know
And
what
like
I do love about this adventure?
What?
When they come out and it turns out BB-8 had fucked up like 3 or 4 of those guards and tied them up and shit. That is awesome. But
That's another thing we didn't say. BB-8 was great in this.
Oh, he was. He didn't have much screen time, but he was great.
He got a lot, like, or how about when he saves Finn and shit by like operating a robot droid thing?
Yeah. Oh, he's a beast.
Yeah, no. What I feel like is I think they couldn't think of what to do with Finn in the movie, so they just threw him on this side mission. Like
they didn't have to do anything with him.
Him and Rose basically could have been the same character in this movie.
Yeah, they didn't have to use him. Just keep Finn in a bed. Like, he's been hospitalized. Like, he gets fucked up with a lightsaber, and he's right back up. I thought at least for a half of the movie he'd be, in a hospital or whatever. But no, the first thing he does is jump out of bed.
I have no problem with him getting out of bed. I just wish he was given a more compelling story or more.
I didn't love that.
His development is basically the same as his Force Awakens development. He's a coward.
Yeah.
He wants to run away. He eventually learns that he wants to be a hero and help. Start of this movie, he's a coward. He wants to run away. Eventually learns he wants to be a hero, and by the end,
he wants to run away for a different reason, not because he's scared, just because he doesn't want Rey to die. But I do see where you're coming from. But I also want to say that
coming from that Rey thing, I wanted them to have more time together in this movie. It was like a Stranger Things season 2 scenario again, where the two main characters who are the heart of the story are never together. I mean, I get Rey had to do all her Jedi training and shit, but like,
I like this because it puts strain on their relationship, and it leaves us wanting more.
But I love them together. Like all their adventures at the start of Force Awakens are one of my favorite things about that movie. Then they hug at the end, and then they don't even really talk to each other.
Yeah,
and I'm like, can you give me something?
I just want to say as well, I really stick to the belief that Rey and Finn are just best friends. I don't. I'm not saying I want a romance. No, I'm saying I've heard people say that.
Yeah,
and I don't agree fundamentally. I
mean, I'd have no problem
Rey could be a
one,
lesbian for all we know. Although we got hints of her and Poe at the end, I guess.
Well, it looks like they're going with Finn and Rose, which I didn't feel their chemistry really. I didn't really feel it.
See, I didn't think the Rose chick gave that good a performance, to be honest. I thought she was
right,
I thought she was fine, but I don't think she had much screen presence. She was just kind of dull.
I don't know. I didn't feel their chemistry, and like she's like at the end, "I love you," and like
she overreacted a lot.
I mean,
that was weird.
I didn't, and I just
you'd known him for like a day.
Like,
I think that was a day.
You know how sometimes you have two characters spend a movie together, and you'll feel the sort of chemistry or sexual tension building. There was none of that in this.
I think that was like 1 or 2 days, that mission, and she loves him. Like, fuck, settle down, run, Finn. Yeah, she's crazy.
It was like I didn't really feel that. I didn't really love her character. It just felt like they were like, I guess we got to add a couple new ones.
I think Benicio del Toro was great in this movie. I loved his character.
He was great. I don't know if his character was all that necessary, but he was a lot of fun to watch.
But they needed someone to fill the MacGuffin spot.
I'd totally forgotten that he was in it, so when he showed up, I was like,
I didn't know
in the theater. They
Um,
announced he was in it like a year ago, and I forgot.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say as well, Rian Johnson completely stole the opening of this movie from JJ in The Force Awakens.
How so?
Just having one of the big villains being trolled by Finn to buy time for the good people.
Wait,
the first one, The Force Awakens starts with Finn. Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Poe Dameron trolling Kylo Ren to buy time for the good guys, and this one opens with him trolling the fucking Hux to buy time for the good guys. And it's what it opens with. Like, do you talk first? Do I talk first? Yeah, holding for Mr. Hux.
Can he hear me?
And I mean, I'm not complaining because I love Poe and I love seeing him do
in
that.
The scene, though,
but,
just like, can you hear me?
See, that's as soon as that happened, I was like, I'm going to like Hux a lot more this time because he just gives that speech again. It's like, yeah, they're definitely playing with how over the top he was last time. But I mean, we have to kind of wrap this up. We're almost at an hour and a half, but
yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff we haven't touched on, but yeah, you pretty much got the general idea of what we thought about it, and it was really therapeutic just to fucking spew it all out. To be honest, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, and it's good. Yeah, it's good that this is like the second,
we're not really. I know a lot of people are massive Star Wars fans. They'll talk about all the lore and mythology and shit.
Jacob and I hadn't watched the originals until a couple of years ago.
We're really coming at this from the perspective of being film fans. We're looking at it as a film more than a Star Wars film. So I'm not really sure how the diehards are going to feel about this. It looks like it's definitely dividing people.
See, the critics love it, and at the user percent right now is like it's 63 or something, and the critics are 93. So
our friend Jack,
split.
Shout out to Jack if he's listening.
Yeah,
is like the biggest Star Wars fan, and he's like, Rian Johnson fucked it up. 4 out of 5. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's like they should have left it to JJ, bring him back, which I appreciate. I do love JJ, but he's like, yeah, Rian Johnson fucked it, and it's like, settle down, mate. Rian Johnson did a great job, but I am glad JJ's coming back. And like Lockie's like, he threw out the mystery box that JJ set up. He basically gave a fuck you to JJ, and I'm like, no.
If they went with all the obvious fan theories, it just would have been anticlimactic. I like that they went with Rey's parents being nobodies, because really, everyone's complaining about that. Oh, they set it up as no one, but really, what else were you gonna fucking do? It's either, she's Luke's daughter, or she's related to Han, and that would have just, if that happened, it would have just been like, okay, yeah, alright, obviously. So, I think they made the right call.
Yeah, I would agree. So we really like this movie, and that's our thoughts on it. We might talk about it again next week, because I might rewatch it. Who's to say? But I did really enjoy it. It's towards the middle Star Wars movies I've seen, not in the upper echelon, not in the lower tier, of course.
You want to know how much I know about Star Wars? Rogue One is like just about my favourite one, so yeah.
You don't have to say just about, man. You can own it here.
Well, it's on the level with Empire. I'll probably give Rogue One the slight edge, but those two.
Dude, I'm in the same boat. It's on par with Empire, but I mean, Return of the Jedi
lower on
is
your
my
list.
Favorite.
So really, we've both got favorites that are frowned upon by the general community.
But we're looking at it from film viewers, so I mean, I don't understand how Rogue One's your favorite coming from a film viewer, but that's whatever.
Well, I think I'm
not going to judge.
I think just admit to me that it has probably the best space battles of any of them, and the Vader scene is fucking tits.
I'd say Vader scene, beach scene, yes. Space battles, Rian Johnson's outdone him, but they are great.
Well. Really, I thought the highlights of Rian Johnson's were the stuff on land, though, like the saber stuff and all the stuff at the end on that planet.
I mean, most of that takes place in space. So
I just think Gareth Edwards is a master of scale and making shit seem big and imposing. He has shown that he's not great with character stuff, but I think he's a great visual director. Like what people say about Zack Snyder, but actually good.
Yeah, he's the Zack Snyder, but good. Yeah, alright. I just want to say as well, but I was thinking it earlier, Matt Reeves would direct the shit out of a Star Wars movie. I just want to put that in there.
You would. And there's talk about Taika Waititi doing one.
Oh, God.
I like it.
I'd like Taika Waititi to do a spin-off with a different character, not an episodic movie.
Oh, yeah, obviously. And it has to be a funny
imagine him directing a movie, and it's just Chewie, Porg, and BB-8. No one talks, and it's just them three interacting, and it's a road trip.
They're roommates, and they disagree with each other.
It's Chewie, Porg, and BB-8 being roommates and solving crime. They're going around the galaxy solving crimes.
Yes,
and Chewie's like they're thinking about a clue, and Chewie's like, roar, and Porg's like,
they kind of have like a Mad Max story where they just come in and out of other people's adventures and help them.
Yes, and it's hell gritty. Like, it's really like they kidnap
there's
and
a musical number.
there's got to be. And the musical number is sung entirely by BB-8.
No, they get Bill Hader to actually belt out a tune as BB-8,
Yes.
like actual singing words and shit.
Yeah, BB-8 can put together the words for that. Or like, when Chewie just takes off his mask and it's the guy underneath the suit and he's just singing. Alright, so what we want, guy. Alright, so Jacob and I, like the Safdie brothers or like Phil Lord and Chris Miller, will co-direct a movie about Chewie, Porg, and BB-8 solving crimes together and being roommates. And it's going to be gritty, but also have a musical number. Done.
And
Put her in the books.
one of the brothers will act in it. Which one, Jaren?
Ooh.
Can I play a mentally retarded person?
Oh fuck, that's what. Yeah, I guess. I mean, can you? All right, if you can put me in the BB-8 doll on my knees, and I'll crawl around and make him move. Put the midgets out of the business.
There's something in this movie that reminded me a lot of a joke in Paddington 2, and I just can't wait for you to see it so I can mention it. Because every time I watch this movie in the theater, I'm cracking up because I'm thinking about something in Paddington 2. Yeah.
I'm seeing it tomorrow morning, man. I'm so keen.
Well, yeah, let's chat about it that tomorrow morning. And so, audience, if you leave this podcast with a few things, here's what they are. 1, the Big Sick was robbed. 2, go see Paddington 2 when it comes out in theaters. 3, put your funding behind our fucking film, musical with Chewie and Paul and BB-8 being roommates solving crimes. And 4, can't believe they had Chewie eat a porg. What bullshit.
What bullshit was Chewie fucking cooking a porg? Fuck you, Ryan Johnson. And that's all you need to take away from this podcast. I'm Jaren, that's Jacob. Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, even if you just watch the Star Wars stuff. It all adds up. I love film. Jacob, in light of recent news, I'm just going to say you love film as well this week. We'll go back to basics next week. But
news.
Whatever, I'm tired.
Signing
in light
off.
of recent news.
I love film. Kevin Spacey
here we go.
loves children.
Oh,
Thanks
no.
for listening.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
You've just listened to the Children of Film podcast.
Man, it sucks to be you.